is that on my floor? Oh, it's crisps. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's topic is E3 2016. It's literally just around the corner, and so this is more my wish list rather than predictions. I haven't really been looking at forums or anything like that to see the speculation of what's going to be announced at E3 or whatever. This is more just a list of things that I would like to see either discussed or brought up or at least touched upon, if not announced in some way. You know, just, it's like a condensed wish list. So there's no particular order to this. I'm kind of just going to say it as it comes to me, and I've written some of it down. So I'm just going to kind of run down the list. So the first thing I've got written at the top of my receipt is Final Fantasy XII, the HD remaster. Are we seeing a HD remaster of this, yes or no? When? I personally would like to see that. I think I'm part of the generation, or I'm part of the group of people who, when this originally came out, I wasn't too sure. I played it on release day or release week, one or the other. I borrowed a copy of a friend's at the time, and I was storming the castle, you know, the whole intro prologue part, or the first initial part of the game, and I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. I was taken back by it. I really didn't get on with the battle system, the kind of open battle thing they had going on, and I never really gave it the time of day. And then 3 or 4 years passed, and I picked this up on some sort of offer with Haunting Ground, actually, and I played through it and I fell in love with it. I was really shocked as to how much I liked it, and I was a bit disappointed in myself for not giving it the chance the first time around. So with that being said, I think an opportunity to play this in high definition would be great. So yeah, so that's one of the things I want to see at E3. Whilst on the subject of Squeenix, what else? Kingdom Hearts 3, a release date would be nice, not unless, of course, a release date has already been dropped and I'm just a little out of the loop. I'll check that. Yeah, so a Kingdom Hearts 3 release date would be nice. Nier Automata, a release date, again, would be nice. So it was announced last year, and it looked pretty far into development. They already had, like, quite a bit of gameplay to show. So, again, a release date for Nier Automata would be nice. And whilst we're on the subject of Squeenix, can I think of anything else that I would like to see from them? Perhaps some sort of ground coverage on Final Fantasy VII, the remake, would be nice, though I don't feel like they need to have a whole, like, big announcement, because that's already been done. As far as the wish list goes, it's very unlikely, but I would love for Square Enix to either announce that they're remaking 1 or 2, or 1 and 2, or Final Fantasy VIII. Those are like the 3 games I would love to see remade from the ground up in the similar fashion of 7. Again, that is very unlikely because that hasn't even been rumoured. There's no reports of that whatsoever, but that is just kind of like my fantasy, so to speak. That is what I would like to see. What's next on the list? Ah, right, so Hideo Kojima. A few months ago, or maybe even a bit longer, my concept of time is not very good, Hideo Kojima announced he was launching his own production company, which was a bonus, which was great. Everyone was quite happy with that news. And then Sony announced that Kojima's first project was going to be a PS4 exclusive. So again, unless I've been living under a rock and I've already missed a little bit of news, I would like to know what that PS4 exclusive project is, and see maybe some gameplay or development footage, whatever, however it goes. And B, second of all, it has been rumoured that Guillermo del Toro is working with Kojima again. That's the rumour. That's just what I've heard through the rumour mill, what I've read on, like, PlayStation Magazine and things like that. So the question therefore being, is this PS4 exclusive in conjunction with del Toro? And then, of course, the second question being, if the PS4 exclusive isn't in conjunction with Del Toro, what is the project in conjunction with Del Toro? I think you get where I'm trying to come from on this. So basically, I would like to see something from Hideo Kojima this year. What next? So, in the realm of Nintendo, I'm not really a big Nintendo fan. Not in the sense that I dislike Nintendo. I'm more in the case of I didn't grow up with Nintendo, therefore I don't have that nostalgic bond with them at all. I played Pokemon Gold on my Game Boy Color as a kid, and that was it. That was all I ever had. That's the only relationship I have with Nintendo. With that being said, the announcement of Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon got me excited. It made me feel like I want to get back into Pokemon again, and I can't really say as for why. I don't have a 3DS or a DS or a 2DS or a 3DXL. I don't even understand which DS you're supposed to buy at this stage. Which is why I was doing a little bit of online shopping, and I was looking for a pre-orderable Pokemon Sun or Pokemon Moon Nintendo bundle, to which there seems to be no option for. They don't seem to be doing that. So, whether this is an E3 worthy announcement, I don't know, but I would like for maybe Nintendo to come out and say, by the way, we are making a Sun and Moon bundle, and it'll be available to pre-order, like, effective immediately or whatever. That's what I would like to see. The likelihood of that, I don't know, because again, I don't really know what you would consider to be something E3 worthy or just generic announcement worthy. On the topic of Nintendo, I suppose this is kind of more of a given, but what's going on with their next console? Because of course everyone's referring to it as the Nintendo NX, or just the NX. So whatever it's called, or whatever it looks like, whatever's going to be on it, I think they need to kind of establish that now, because there have been so many rumours flying around for the past several months, if not year and a half, that I don't know what's true and what's false, because I'm not a Nintendo fangirl. So that would be interesting to see. So now moving on to Microsoft. So here's the thing. I don't have an Xbox One, but John does, my better half. And he's had that since launch, and the truth of the matter is it gets used as a DVD player more than anything. Anywho, so the point is we've got one, and I think what I would like to see at E3 is maybe some more exclusive titles announced. Make the Xbox One worth the money that people invested into it. Because I don't know enough about Xbox One to really go into a long spiel about it, but I know enough that there aren't as many exclusives as other consoles, and I therefore would like to maybe just see some interesting exclusives announced for it. On the subject of Xbox One exclusives, Scalebound. Now that's a game that got announced quite a long time ago, and I think we saw some gameplay footage at E3 last year, and it's kind of just gone dead again, or it's again I haven't really been keeping up with it. But maybe a release date would be nice, or something, I don't know. So another thing on the wish list, a lot of people are suspecting Resident Evil 7 to be discussed. That does not interest me, I must be honest. I've played Resident Evil to death this year. I mean to death. So January, I played Resident Evil 0, I played Resident Evil, I played Resident Evil Revelations 2, I played Resident Evil 5 for what is probably the 100th time on co-op. John very begrudgingly played it on co-op with me. And Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I actually really liked that game, but no one else seemed to, which I can kind of appreciate now, having played it a second time, why it was disliked. Anyway, what I'm getting is, I've played Resident Evil to death this year, and I would much rather see a update on the Resident Evil 2 remake rather than an announcement of Resident Evil 7. My last and final wish list item is a bit obscure and probably isn't going to happen. You might have to Google this. A game called Sacrilegium came up, available to pre-order from Amazon. And we all know that the Amazon pre-order options aren't always trustworthy. At the time, I went onto YouTube and had a little look at a trailer for Sacrilegium, and at the time it looked good, it looked interesting. It's something to do with Romanian vampires and a girl who's being chased or trying to do some detective work. I don't know. It's all very vague in my mind, but I do remember being very interested in the matter. I signed up to the newsletter. This is Topware, by the way. I think they're the same people that made Two Worlds. And basically the trail's gone cold. It hasn't been announced as cancelled or on hiatus. It's just vanished. The website's still active, but the game just seems to be in some sort of limbo. So I would like to see some sort of revival of this project. I think I wouldn't be surprised if the same thing happens to this title as what happened to Until Dawn. It's a game that seems to be so off the radar that it's probably very unlikely that we're ever going to hear or see anything of it again. So, oh well. With E3 every year, you never know what you're going to get. And I think last year was so crazy good with announcements and whatever that I think this year it's going to be hard to beat. I'm not saying it's going to be impossible to beat, but I think last year, PlayStation more specifically, but generally as far as the whole conference goes, it knocked everything out of the park. And I think this year it's going to be just a little bit of an echo of that. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of virtual reality coverage this year, which I personally am not interested in. I don't think virtual reality is crap or bad, but it doesn't interest me. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye!